Hi, I'm Miriam, founder of SuperHands Baby Sign Language. We're Ireland's #1 organisation dedicated to teaching babies and toddlers to communicate through sign language before they can speak. Babies' motor skills and their ability to understand words both develop before they can talk, and this can lead to frustration. Using simple gestures, your baby can tell you what they want, what they see, or how they're feeling. This leads to a calmer baby and a closer bond with their parents. And because signing is used alongside normal speech, babies who sign tend to talk earlier and with a greater vocabulary than those who don't. If your baby waves bye-bye and points to objects of interest, then she's already signing. At SuperHands, we're simply adding to their signing vocabulary, and we do this through songs, poems and stories which your baby will love. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what some of our students have to say.
I've heard from a few people that had done a course that it's really good for reducing frustration with kids, so they can actually kind of tell you what they want.
A friend of ours from America had done it with their baby, and we saw her when she was about a year and a half.
Yeah, maybe even about 15 months.
Maybe 15 months. They were at our wedding, and they had their little girl with them, and she was amazing. We thought it was fantastic. Seeing her sign, she loved it. She could communicate, and I grew up signing, so I just thought it was brilliant. Made sense. So that's how we do it.
Did you learn how to sign your name?
Well, no.
I did a fair bit of reading on it, and really the research showed that it doesn't delay speech, which was what everyone would say, is that going to make them speak more slowly? It actually enables them to communicate more quickly, and that's what I really was looking for, is just to be able to communicate with avian here. Yeah. Avian speech
It just came very, very fast.
Very quickly.
She's doing nothing for a while, and then all of a sudden it just all started. Really quick.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Her assimilation of words is massive, and we do a lot of storytelling, and I do a lot of the hand actions, and she really likes that.
See, she reads it from
Wincy, wincy spider, up the water spout. Do the rain? Down came the rain and washed the spider out to the sun. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the insulin spider went up the spout again. Yay! Yay! We will definitely do signing with Donica, and we get her to sign with Donica, and that would be really nice to create that bond between
I was a
them.
bit sceptical at the start as to whether it would actually be better than just doing it with the book, which I'd done with my older boy. But actually it has been fantastic, because her, just the vocabulary of signs that she has and that I have, it just kind of gets in under your skin when you're doing the classes, as opposed to just doing the functional signs. She can actually communicate or go through a book and, sign all of the words, which is, I just think it's fantastic. It's given her an amazing avenue of communication, really.
Because I love languages, and I just thought, as a way of helping him develop his own English, and just to see what would happen, basically, as a kind of experiment, to see how much he would pick up, and to give him the chance to communicate before he was verbal. And because we have a dog, and I use signs with her, and it made sense to me that if you somebody non-verbal, that you would find some way of communicating with them. I just thought it was so much fun. It was really so much fun. Austin really enjoyed just kind of hanging out, and I think he got a lot out of that just environment. It was really a nice atmosphere. I think it is really going to be a huge benefit, because I think it forces you to think about how you're communicating with the baby, and how, it forces you to interact with each other and to have more joint attention with each other, and I think that's really good.
But it was really nice to know that we were doing something that would ultimately benefit Milo, and it was a great group of, of mothers and babies, and, it was...
When we started, it was actually just so much fun that I think we would have enjoyed doing it regardless of the goal, and I think it's helped her speech an amazing amount. Not only is her speech not delayed learning the 2 languages, I think she's really advanced because of the signing, because she just has such a huge vocabulary. She's only 19 months, she makes sentences, and I really feel it's because she's had communication in a more holistic way, and so that's why we are so into signing. Mommy? No, Katrina, that's the last thing.
Well, I had heard that when the child is older, it kind of helps with reducing tantrums and just to, because sometimes when you've got like a little baby and you're trying to communicate with them, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. So even for yourself, it kind of makes you feel like you're actually talking to them in a way and they might understand what you're saying. So it was just, and I wanted to do a baby class and I thought it sounded really nice. I think it kind of almost calms you down a bit, or just like, say you're going, okay, or you finished your dinner, you know, if they're going, you're like, okay, you finished your dinner. You step back a bit from what's going on. And he started talking really early, like he's saying loads of words now, and I definitely think, we were just talking about it there, it's because, say you give them something to eat, you might, if you weren't signing, you might just give it to them, whereas if you're signing, you're saying the words and you're repeating, so they start to pick up words earlier. So I've definitely found, like, I think that's why he's talking so much now.
Would you sign something for us? Would you sign maybe boy?
What's the boy? Boy,
Yeah.
good girl.
And what about girl? Yeah.
And what about apple?
And what about hot? Yeah. And what about cold? If you were cold, what would you hot? Yeah. So what about if you were cold? Oh. Yeah. The first time that she did again, I felt like a genius mom. I was like, yes! It felt like a really good achievement. And once she got one or two, she suddenly leapt forward. And it's like anything that, you know, with babies, they learn something new every couple of weeks and you get a real thrill out of it. And this was definitely something that kind of stood out, that she could communicate with us.
There was just great interaction with the babies, and I've noticed that with her, and I'm really glad that we started it. The main benefits I found is that we can communicate more. She's able to, we started when she was 8 months and she's now 11 months, and she's able to tell me when she's tired, which is great. You know, when she's hungry, and things that I might not have known, especially when she's playing with other babies or there's other people around, that she's distracted, but she'll still stop to tell me something that's going on with her, which is brilliant. There was one morning, it was the first time that she did the sign. She was having her breakfast in the high chair, having her porridge, and she suddenly just did the sign for tired. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're tired. Okay, we're just going to abandon the porridge. Come on, let's go to bed. Took her to bed. She was asleep within 5 minutes. And I was like, this is absolutely amazing. And then an hour later, playgroup, well, probably would have been about 2 or 3 hours later, playgroup. She actually got sick. So she actually wasn't feeling well, and that's why she was telling me that she was tired and, you know, cuddle me and take me down.
Signing really appealed to me, that she could talk, communicate with me before she could actually talk. So to try and even basics like the milk and the food were high on the agenda of what we needed to say.
So to know that, like, she's never going to get upset because she can't tell me what she wants is just really, like, comforting, I suppose, you know, that I can always kind of understand what she wants. So that's brilliant, yeah. It just takes all the stress out of why is my baby crying.
Babies enjoy so much, and being in the class, you see other, you meet other moms, and yeah, it's in the same environment, so it's great fun as well.
As a first-time mother, I just think it's very hard to understand, you know, what your child needs or what he wants. So I just kind of thought that maybe it might be a good way of communicating with my child. And since they start talking at quite a late stage, I wanted to give her the right tools to be able to communicate with me and tell me, like, Mom, I want milk, or Mom, I want something to drink, or I'm tired. Well, the benefits I found is basically it's mainly communication. Before I started the sign language classes, when I was doing things with her, I was like giving her milk or feeding her, I used to never say anything. Whereas now with sign language, I always mention everything and assign it as well. So I just kind of think there's a lot more interaction with my child. If you can help her to be less frustrated in the future and tell me, Mom, I want milk, or Mom, I'm tired, then I think it's just a great benefit to have. So
Tell anybody who will listen that it's great to be able to get your baby to communicate back to you at such an early age. They know what they want, and there's no frustration, you know. She could say exactly what she wanted and when she wanted it because she was able to sign and not get frustrated. That really helped us bond together, be together, and have a happy life together.